wake up and all of a sudden 3 or 4 days have gone by, and people start making decisions. So just start putting good day after good day. Worry about today. That's all you can really worry about, and then you recharge and get ready for tomorrow. And in Easton's case, I think he's had a really good camp thus far. Right? He's I know him and Craig have talked a lot leading up to camp of just some of the things that he wants to see. He came in. He's like all these younger guys do. They're more mature. They're bigger, stronger as each year goes by. He had another had another summer behind him where he can work on his body. So it's his third camp. You feel more comfortable in the surroundings. It's not all new. So I think in particular, two young guys that have caught my eye is Easton and Ben Danford's had he played again last night, and I thought he acquitted himself really well. And for them, it's keeping the picture really small. Just worrying about tomorrow. Don't get 2 weeks ahead of yourself or 3 weeks ahead of yourself, or start looking around at the numbers. You can't control any of that. You can just control how well you play, and I think both have acquitted themselves well.
There's some other action going on around your roster right now. In terms of the Joseph Woll absence, I know we're not going to get into what specifically is going on, but I am curious how much of your time finding a solution there is being used. Is it something serious that you've got to make plans for, or is this something that just kind of wait for him to come back?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to give Joe some space, and I appreciate that. Justin, excuse me, he's doing well, and for right now, Joe's not available to us, so we're there to support him and do everything we can, and we certainly expect him back. But at this point, we don't know when that is. So it's like anything, right? An opportunity now presents itself for somebody else. We think we've got good depth at the position. Does that mean that we don't continue to look? You're always looking, right now, if something didn't, at every position, you're looking at ways to get better, right? You're always looking ways to get better. Is there something out there that's better than what we have? That's sort of the question we ask our staff every day. We like this player out here. Okay, what does he do? Who's he better than in what we currently have? So we do that at all positions. Joe's situation, has put us in a position where we look at it, but we also want to give an opportunity to Dennis right now and Artie, and in Dennis's position, this was kind of his time for me, right? Like, he's had 2 years now over in North America. He's going into his third year here. He's shown. He's been spectacular at times in the American Hockey League. He got a little taste last year. So he's had a really good camp thus far. He was real good last night. So there's an opportunity that opens up for him, right? And so now your job as a player is grab a hold of it, and myself and our staff will continue to look whether a player was taking a leave or not. Is there other avenues to make us better? So we'll continue that process, and we're hopeful and real optimistic that we'll see Joe, before too long.
Brad, you may feel like you have depth, but what you definitely don't have is experience now. And this is an organization that we've seen third goalies like a Matt Murray in the past to be a little bit of that cushion here. So, in your mind moving forward, is there a cutoff date if in fact that, you may not have Joseph Woll for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? Is there depending on what you see early, is it a short leash for these guys to back up Stolars? I mean, you just go day to day on this?
Yeah, it's a little bit all of the above, Nick, and this is something that we talked a lot over the summer with before any of this came up, is if you go back a couple of years, we had Marty Jones in here, and really the feeling was to have more depth there, and to your point, more experience depth. Going to last year, Matt Murray came off double hip surgery. In Dennis's case, he'd only had 1 year under his belt there. We had two, if you go back to last year at this time, we had, we were between Joseph and Anthony. There's question marks there on the number of games that they've played. And we wanted just to have a little bit of insurance blanket. And, at some point you have to, you have to have people swim a little bit. You got to take the training wheels off and let them ride. And, that's certainly the case that we're looking at with Dennis right now. Now, that's not to say we continue to look and say, is there other avenues to support us better here, hopefully in the short term, and we'll continue to look at that. Dennis has got an opportunity in front of him. Arturs has got an opportunity in front of him, and I'm hopeful that they'll grab it, and we'll continue to look at and review daily. Is there another option to best support the guys that we have right now and the group as a whole?
And just to close the book on the goalie conversation, any update on Stolar's contract? Is that something you think will get looked after before the season starts?
Well, I don't like to talk too much about contract negotiations, other than we're certainly talking with their side, and I'm always optimistic until I'm not. So we'll continue to work away at it. The good news is we got Anthony. He's under contract for this year. He had a terrific year last year. We're hopeful that we can get something done, but we know that there's really no immediacy for it right now, in the sense that he's under contract, and I'm expecting him to have another real good year. But we're certainly working away with it, and hopefully we can get to the finish line here before too long.
If you don't get a deal, would you be happy with him coming up to you and saying, I'm going to bet on myself and make you pay a lot more after a real successful year?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing I've always found is for competitors, which Anthony is, they are very confident in their abilities, and I'm really, really confident in him. And we've had lots of communication, obviously, both with his agent and Anthony and myself. It's been open dialogue. I think we both know where each other's side is, and like I said, I'm confident that we can get something done. But I don't look at it as a dire situation at all. I look at it as he's poised to have a really good year. If we can get something that gets done before the season starts and give us some certainty there, that would be my preference. But if not, I know we're going to have a real motivated player to go out having a really good year.
Brad, a couple more for you here. Appreciate your time today. Just want to ask you about a new look bottom six this year. You bring in a couple of big bodies in Joshua and Waugh, and there's just a lot of bodies right now. You guys have, I would say, more NHL caliber depth players than I can recall the Leafs having. What is that presenting for you as a general manager?
Well, it gives you options right now, Justin. It gives you a little bit right now. Nick got banged up a little bit. He was off the ice for a few days, so he skated today.